my name is ColdBeer and let's start with the Scouring. In this heavily Warcraft-inspired RTS you will find very familiar gameplay, fast-paced action and well-known factions. But despite it being a clone of Warcraft, it has something really appealing. The visuals are great, unit controls are smooth, and people who played Blizzard games before are saying that they feel right at home here. The potential is huge and the crowd is thirsty for more. I remember when I played Bannerman, which has like 50% positive reviews on Steam, boring missions and only one faction. I loved it. The hunger I am experiencing for something truly Warcraft-like is similar to my hunger for potato salad.
No, it's not.
Oh, shut up. The Scouring is not only one out there. There are more like Godsworn, for example, but the more, the better. The Scouring is still in early access, so it doesn't have a campaign, but you are welcome to play multiplayer or against AI. There is also a mode where you control the hero and AI handles your base and army. Something innovative, no doubt. So at least put it into your wishlist. This game has huge potential for all RTS fans. Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. So here you play as a young girl who decided to save our world from evil and corruption. And by corruption, I don't mean bureaucracy between humans and monsters, but the evil that changes good animals, so they become bad animals.
Ooh.
I know, right? And those animals are all robotic, cybernetic dinosaurs. Really cool concept that made this game famous. Don't worry, it's not some distant planet with alternative history. It's just a post-apocalyptic world where you are trying to unlock its secrets and learn everything about the great event that raised mechanical animals and plunged humanity into the Stone Age again. I really like the combat of Horizon because all that slicing and shooting feels really satisfying. Both parts of the game are kinda similar. I played the second part a few years apart from the first one, and aside from a few cool special effects and visuals, it's the same game. I couldn't tell the difference. So in general, Horizon is not cruel or dark or anything like Witcher in terms of story and quests. You'll find no boobs here as well. Yeah, not even one. Although you can mod the PC version of the game to your liking. But the combat and open world and monsters are really cool, and I can recommend this game for you without any regrets. Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. A nice title for turn-based game lovers. Here you will lead humanity's greatest weapon, the Grey Knights, against the corrupting forces of chaos in this brutal and fast-paced RPG. Yeah, somehow turn-based can be fast-paced as well.
Deal with it.
So here you will root out and put a stop to an insidious plot to infect the galaxy with the Bloom, an intergalactic cosmic plague capable of rotting worlds into oblivion. Armored with fate, shielded by devotion, your company's very existence is rooted in mystery and forced with mind wipes and executions. You'll experience life in the 41st millennium and follow the journey of these elite warriors in a narrative-driven gameplay. Call of Cthulhu. The year is 1924 and here you will take on the role of a private detective. But instead of catching cheating husbands and wives, you must do a bit more serious job. So you are sent to investigate the death of a well-known family on a remote island. What could go wrong? Yeah, you will probably meet some strange creatures, experience weird science and even come face to face with a creepy cult. I mean, what else is there to do when you spend your time on an isolated island? Knit socks? Repaint the fences? Make potato salad? Although I doubt that you could find the best quality doctor's sausage here.
I am so bored. Yeah, me too. Let's join a cult.
But if you think about it, honestly, if the people of the island would do some sock knitting and repainting the fences for fun, maybe, just maybe they wouldn't need to join a sinister cult for fun. Some food for thought. Anyways, people are saying that the story of the game is very interesting, engaging and spooky. But Call of Cthulhu doesn't let you explore much. It is more focused on nice cutscenes and it does feel more like an adventure game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you're used to old-school Assassin's Creed games, keep in mind that Odyssey isn't like the first titles, and among your enemies you will encounter various monsters and mythological beings from legends, like Medusa for example. The game really has some witchery vibes. Here you'll also have weapons with supernatural abilities like increased strength or the ability to instantly knock out an opponent's shield. So here you'll explore ancient Greece, from lush vibrant forests to volcanic islands and bustling cities, and start a journey in a world shaped by gods and men. Here decisions will impact how your Odyssey unfolds. You can play through multiple endings thanks to the dialogue system and the choices you make. Customize your gear, ship and special abilities to become a legendary assassin. People on Steam are praising smooth mechanics and great visuals, although the story is like your cousin, a bit dull and naive. Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. In this open-world strategy RPG sandbox, you will create and develop a character that matches your playstyle. Explore, raid and conquer your way across a vast medieval world where no two playthroughs are the same. You will raise armies, engage in politics, trade, craft weapons, recruit companions, and manage your clan. You will command and fight alongside your troops in first or third person. Participate in huge real-time battles using skill-based combat system. You can also test your might against players from all over the world in multiplayer PvP, including ranked matchmaking and casual game modes, or host your own server. The only downside, according to Steam players, is that the game is very addictive. Just like potato salad, if you start playing, there is no way you can simply quit doing that. And yeah, I personally know a dude who played 60 hours of it in just one day. True story, bro. I would never lie to you. Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. The game was released in 2012, but almost 10 years later it was remastered and sold, you know the drill, as a new game with a price of a new game. Everyone was raging and giving the game bad reviews, but now it's not a problem anymore. On various sales you can get it with a 70% or even bigger discount. The game itself was designed by the Elder Scrolls Oblivion lead designer Ken Rolston and set in a world with a lore of 10,000 years of fiction created by New York Times bestselling author Robert Salvatore. So this is a huge open world game where you will uncover the secrets of Amalur, from the vibrant cities to the vast regions and grim dungeons. You will have to rescue a world torn apart by a vicious war and control the keys to immortality as the first warrior ever to be resurrected from the grips of death. I must say that even on a remastered version, the age of the game shows itself. It doesn't matter much, but just keep in mind that this is an old game with a new shiny armor. Lost in Play. This is a journey across childhood imagination, with thoughtfully created puzzles and interesting characters. You play as a brother and sister duo on an adventure to find your way back home. Between reality and fantasy, you will explore the enchanted forest of a horned beast, start a rebellion in a goblin village, and do many things that are considered doubtful in our part of the galaxy. The game is filled with interesting, never-before-seen puzzles. For example, you will challenge a pirate seagull to a game of clicking crabs, serve magical tea, and collect pieces to build a flying machine. Why do you need a flying machine? Well, I would never spoil that for you. If you watch the animated series named Over the Garden Wall, this game has very similar vibes. If you never watched Over the Garden Wall, you should. Like, it's a must-watch animated feature. You will thank me later. And the game, yeah, overwhelmingly positive review score shines really brightly and lures you in like an angler's lamp. They Always Run. This is a very nice 2D platformer where you will control a three-armed mutant hunting for the most dangerous bounties in the galaxy. Its inhabitants have been swarmed by crime since the fall of the Empire. Being able to find anyone and anywhere has become a highly prized skill, and that, my friend, is the skill you possess. Some bounties are rewarded with money, others with valuable information that you can use to find the people who set you on this forsaken path. Having three arms lets you deal with more enemies at once and makes for a persuasive argument in any scuffle. Use your third arm to perform targeted attacks and throws, manipulate the environment, destroy obstacles, and wreck enemies. The game has very positive review score and people are saying that it is really fun, although it can be challenging for new players of the genre. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I really do recommend playing the first part before diving into the second one. Not because you won't understand what is happening, but because the first part is way cheaper, and it is actually a very good game that will introduce you to the characters and the world of this franchise. Anyway, if you don't care about that, or have already played it, you can jump straight into the second one. The game will explain everything, you don't need to worry about that. So here, like in the Witcher series, you won't be able to create your own character, but we'll have to dive into the story as Henry, a dude who went on a quest to avenge his murdered parents and from a simple working class man became an experienced warrior. So in the second part you will shape Henry's destiny further. Go from bustling city streets to lush forest and feel the clash of steel as you slay your enemies left and right. Well, that won't be easy. The game makes you actually use your motoric skills if you want to actually slay anything and not be slain like a filthy pineapple and potato salad loving simpleton. Anyway, medieval Europe awaits you here, with all its beauty, glory, and horror. No dragons, no elves, only brutal reality of the days long gone. God of War. Here you play as Kratos, a man who now lives in the realm of Norse gods and monsters. It is in this harsh, unforgiving world you must fight to survive, and teach your son to do the same. So to say short, he will slay the whole pantheon of pre-Viking gods and creatures, because why not? You are awesome and they suck. This version has some nice upgrades compared to the PlayStation version. For example, here you'll enjoy true 4K resolution with unlocked frame rates. I can already smell your computer's fear because you may smell him burning. You will also get higher resolution shadows, improved screen space reflections, ultra-wide screen support, and so on. Game also supports DualShock controllers. Bellwright. This is an indie game that desperately wants to look and feel like AAA games, and because of that it is being judged a bit too harshly in my opinion. Even without a discount, the price is obviously the price of an indie. On the other hand, when your indie game gets compared to titles like Skyrim or Bannerlord, you must be very proud as a developer. The direction it is going leads to a bright future, without a doubt. So here, framed for the murder of the prince and sentenced to death by the crown, you've been living in the shadows ever since. You know that you are lame and you suck, but you can't do anything about that. Until one time, after barely dodging a routine attempt on your life, you find the assassin's contract that raises many questions for you. Was it just a misfortune that you were framed? Or is there more to it? So determined to stop being lame and find the answers, you must journey back to the very place you escaped from. And, you know, in the process lead a rebellion, overthrow the government, and maybe even become a king or queen. The character editor is there, you can choose what you look like. Here you will build, upgrade your outposts, expand your influence, and kill those who oppose you. Here you will become the one who knocks. Looks like a very nice title with lots of potential. GreedFall Gold Edition. Here you'll have a complete freedom in character progression. Play as a male or female, customize your appearance, and freely choose your abilities, spells, and skills. But do not expect miracles, this is not a highest level RPG, although it looks like one. GreedFall was created in 3 years and its budget was about $5 million. For a AAA open world game like this, it's the bare minimum for it to be decent, so treat it more like a very expensive indie game instead. Somewhat similar budget had the Kingdom Come Deliverance team, and Skyrim's budget was about 100 million. For it you can literally create 20 games like GreedFall, so keep that in mind before you start comparing GreedFall with the giants of the genre. And this version, GreedFall Gold Edition, includes a DLC, so this is a better version of the game if you compare it with just the basic GreedFall. It is a decent game and, as I've said many times, I would give it about 7 ColdBeers out of 10. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. As people say, this game is a mix of Batman, Assassin's Creed, The Witcher, and Tetris. Why Tetris, you ask? As I always say, in this game, just like in Tetris, enemies will come at you in all shapes and sizes at different speeds, and you will have to make them disappear if you want to survive. See, Middle-earth is just like Tetris. Deal with it. Here the visuals and the world captures the essence of Middle-earth absolutely perfectly. You know, in the same way like potato salad captures your taste buds, just like that. If you are a fan of Tolkien's world, this game will make you an addict. This is a real orc-killing simulator after all. The story is also nice to say the least, and combat is very satisfying. You will feel as a bit overpowered combat god, but that won't affect the gameplay itself. You will always get some really hard adversaries to test the strength of your mental balls. Don't be shy, have them big and hairy so your enemies would die from fear alone. Immortals Fenyx Rising. Because it was an Epic Store exclusive, it has various issues, from missing content to controller problems, and of course it needs you to have an Ubisoft account as well. But in general, this is an amazing title. I bought this game for a full price on the release day, and I can proudly say that this is probably the best game I have played in the year of 2020s. I was expecting nothing from it. It looks childish and colorful, and I don't like any of that. You know, I'm 40 years old, you can't buy me with colors. But I started to feel that something is a sus with my prejudice when I heard the first joke, which was really good, but I'm not gonna spoil it to you. And later I started to realize that the whole game is filled with jokes that I find funny, even in the character creation menu. Fun thing is that during the whole game, gods Zeus and Prometheus are talking in the background about you in the past tense, like everything you do has already happened. You know, when they say,
"And then he saw a terrible monster."
You can be sure that you will see a terrible monster in a second, because it's your story that has already already happened, but you don't know how yet, only gods know. In other words, you have to live the story gods are talking about. So let's hope that they don't say anything like,
"And then he put some pineapples into his potato salad."
No. This is not a horror game, so let's hope they will not say that. Although avoid this game if you don't like puzzles. Fenyx Rising is filled with them, but if you liked solving puzzles in Skyrim, for example, you will feel right at home here as well. Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. Let me start with the fact that this is an incredible game truly inspired by the Elder Scrolls franchise and especially Morrowind. I played it as a mage and I really enjoyed it. The spells I casted looked and felt really good. That's because developers added a few tricks that make you actually feel the impact of your spells. Time slightly slows and the sound effect is awesome as well. Also, for any new player, I would recommend playing as a summoner. You'll find some items that will let you summon skeletons and other creatures. Just use them and improve your summoning skills. When I played it for the first time, I didn't realize that I can have like 3 skeletons at the same time. And boy oh boy, after I found this trick, that changed my power level unimaginably. Although I made a hero that was a glass cannon. In other words, if anyone even slightly touched me, even with a tip of a dick, I died. But I don't know, I have liked this type of build since my ancient days playing World of Warcraft, where as a sneaky glass cannon warlock I had so much fun in the battlegrounds. Keep in mind that The Fall of Avalon is not AAA kind of game, so the visuals may not invoke your admiration all the time. And although the developers are calling The Fall of Avalon an indie project, it's actually AA+ kind of game. The devs are rich and they pour a good amount of money into The Fall of Avalon, so I can assure you that this is the next best thing after the Elder Scrolls. But keep in mind that the game is really grim. The narrative is dark, the world is creepy. Way creepier than the creepiest places of Elder Scrolls. Don't buy it for your 12-year-old son or daughter if you want them to, develop normally. Play it yourself. It's absolutely 10 cold beers out of 10. It's awesome. God of War Ragnarök. So here you must journey to each of the 9 realms in search of answers, as Asgardian forces prepare for a prophesized battle that will end the world. Along the way you will explore visually beautiful mythical landscapes, face interesting enemies in the form of Norse gods and fight various monsters. And as the end of the world looms closer, you must choose between your own safety and the safety of the realms. So basically like in every God of War game, you'll hack, slash, bash and crash some skulls' heads and detach some limbs. So this is not only story-rich, but also a very entertaining game. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Japan was always, and even now is, some alien-like land where the customs and traditions are vastly different from the rest of the civilized world. Most of the advanced cultures had a period where we hacked and slashed each other with swords, but Japan took that to another level, with their cool code of honor and impressive one-on-one samurai battles, and even ritual suicides that make zero sense for the rest of the world. But hey, they are very cool, no doubt. So here you'll be hacking and slashing everyone as this awesome black dude for some reason, and show these samurai shoguns who the real boss in Japan is. And it's you, my friend. You are big in Japan. You are the best, never doubt that. Now subscribe, this praise isn't free. People on Steam are saying that the environments here are beyond awesome. Hacking and slashing feels nice, but if you have played recent Assassin's Creed games, you won't find anything really refreshing. Developers use that do not fix what is not broken formula, and it worked. Only actually bad thing is, it's Ubisoft's game and nobody loves them because of their buggy launcher, DRMs and other shenanigans no normal company ever does. Lance Island. In this survival open-world crafting game, you will engage in dynamic, skill-based action RPG combat with a free-moving camera. You will craft various weapons and armor, build a fortified base, gather resources and explore dangerous places. And when you need a bit of a rest, you can find peace in cultivating your own farm and raising animal companions. You can tailor your character to suit your preferred playstyle, whether you are a dedicated warrior, craftsman, fisherman or a fearless farmer. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and balls to be a farmer. Have you seen Clarkson's Farm? Great show, by the way, I can totally recommend. So in Lance Island, with every choice you make, the world around you evolves and changes. It's a very beautiful game, so conquer this land and build your own tiny ColdBeeristan here. Riftbreaker. Here you are the Riftbreaker, an elite scientist commando inside a powerful mecha suit.
Ooh la la.
You have entered a one-way portal to a distant planet at the far reaches of the Milky Way. You have a purpose of building up a base that will allow travels back to Earth and continue colonization. So you are tasked to construct a two-way rift back to Earth, because living on a planet without cold, refreshing beer or potato salad is painful, and that shouldn't even be a legal thing. Although you encounter a bit of a bigger problem than the absence of beer, which is monsters, thousands of them. The game itself is a hybrid between StarCraft, Diablo and Satisfactory, a really great and entertaining game. Palworld. The game has hundreds of thousands of reviews on Steam and the score is above 90%, which makes this game a true masterpiece. Yeah, we all know that this is a Pokemon game without Pokemons, but that changes nothing. Palworld will enchant you with a massive open world where you can peacefully live alongside mysterious creatures known as pals, or risk your life to drive off a ruthless poaching syndicate. Pals can be used to fight, or they can be made to work on farms or factories. So you're tiny slaves. What a nice concept, but wait. It gets worse. You can obviously sell them or even eat them, and the game calls this peaceful co-living. Well, who am I to judge? Anyway, Palworld is not just an easy walk in the park, it's a survival game as well. So in a harsh environment where food is scarce and vicious poachers roam, danger awaits you around every corner. To survive you have to be careful and make difficult choices. You know, you have to eat your pals if things go south a bit too far. So use your pals as you want. Farm, build factories, or commit crimes and become a mighty slaver. In online co-op mode, up to 4 players can play together, and additionally a dedicated server can allow up to 32 players in one game. That's how you make friends, if you don't have any. Murky Divers. This is basically a Lethal Company clone with a Subnautica setting. You will dive with a team of up to 4 friends or strangers to the bottom of the ocean. Your mission is to remove all dead bodies from abandoned labs and erase any evidence on their failed experiments. And those experiments are what left all these lab rats dead. So prepare to meet some nightmares of the deep. They are really creepy. All in all, this is a horror game to play with friends, to scream together and generate nervous laughter afterwards. Also, your oxygen will run out way quicker than you expect, so there are a lot of ways to die, but you should avoid that. Dying is not what you want. And another fun part is your submarine. You'll have to navigate blindly only with the help of sonar to avoid dangers. Great game to finally acquire the fear of the ocean. Although be sure you are okay with motion sickness. This game is known to generate one. Slime Rancher 2. It seems that the second part of Slime Rancher is just as a hit as the first one, and more than 90% of positive reviews won't let me lie. Here you'll continue the adventures as you journey to Rainbow Island, a mysterious land brimming with ancient technology, unknown natural resources, and an avalanche of wiggling, jiggling new slimes to discover. As you attempt to unravel the island's secrets and uncover its true purpose, you will build, ranch, and farm within a beautiful conservatory, whose sparkling glass walls give you a full view of the prismatic paradise you now call home. So collect slimes never seen before on the far range. You know, like the bouncy cotton slime, or the aquatic angler slime, or a potato salad slime. Well, no, that even sounds wrong. No slime on my potato salad, please. Shadow Warrior 2. You shall need to survive as a mercenary on the edge of a corrupted world. You will wield a devastating combination of guns, blades, and magic, and with these awesome tools you will eradicate the demonic legions overwhelming the world. You can play it alone or in 4-player co-op. Game features procedurally generated landscapes, powerful new weapons, armor, and arcane relics of legend. You will find an array of over 70 lethal blades and explosive firearms. Choose your weapon based on the situation at hand and then dismantle everything that stands in your path with an advanced gore system.
You don't need to be this intact, kind sir.
The game also has destructible terrain that explodes in satisfying ways. It's like if you put the Borderlands and Doom into the Cronenberg's machine, and the Shadow Warrior would be the result of the merging. The game takes about 8 hours to beat, so the deal is really sweet. Absolutely delicious spoon of juicy potato salad. Third Age of Wonders game. This franchise, along with the Heroes of Might and Magic, is one of the most beloved among turn-based strategy fans. Here you can choose 1 out of 6 classes and try to conquer and enslave the other 5. That won't be easy. Except, if you play on easy, then it will be easy. Here you'll find many unique and well-known skills and monsters, multiplayer mode, many races to choose your allies from, also level editing tools and countless unique scenarios you will make by yourself using random map generator. Although I must say that Age of Wonders is fun to play, but it doesn't feel very balanced. The game emphasizes warfare and exploration, but doesn't give you enough resources to actually do these things without waiting forever. You know that feeling in Heroes games where you just wanted to buy a black dragon, but you had no money, so you skipped several turns so you could finally afford it. But then Monday came, the population grew, and you felt short with your money again. Age of Wonders invokes the same feeling over and over again. Still a wonderful game.
Assetto Corsa.
This is a racing simulator with a very affordable price. If you like realism more than arcade fun, this may be your spoon of potato salad. For example, the circuits have been developed using laser scan technology in order to guarantee the highest level of accuracy possible in reproducing real-world racing environments. And despite the game being a bit on the older side, its licensing agreements somehow still work, not like in some other games, if you know what I'm talking about. So here you can drive BMW, Ferrari, Audi, Lamborghini, Mercedes, Tony, Saladini and many other famous cars. Well, maybe not the latter, but hey, still a lot. The game surprised me with a vast amount of controls it supports. For example, you can play it either with a steering wheel or with a keyboard and everything in between. The range is truly here. Anyway, if you like racing sims, this is a must. And if you have no idea what racing sim is, for this price you can just try. Maybe it's for you. Ship Graveyard Simulator 2. Here you will destroy mighty ships, recover materials and earn good imaginary money. Because earning good, not imaginary money, is only in our imagination. Yeah, subscribe for more pep talk. Anyway, in the game you can expect new bigger ships, new gameplay features and improvements. Also well-known mechanics from the first game that have been significantly improved. So if you never played the first part, there is no point of doing that now. So with a hammer and a torch in your hands you will discover that there are a dozen kilometers of wreckage on the coast and thousands of tons of steel that you have to sell. Once I listened to a podcast about black matter detectors, and scientist Katie Mack said that for these only old steel of ships made before the nuclear era of humanity are a viable material, because they don't have radiation the new stuff has, and that steel from these old ships is the best thing for science. An interesting fact, no doubt. The game has around 80% positive reviews and a free demo version you can try. Ancient Planet Tower Defense. It is time to take a break, to rest your mind from various zombie games, from shooters or complex 4X strategies, and just entertain yourself. And tower defense games are one of the best ways to achieve that. It is not a new title by any means, it was released in 2015, but so was the third Witcher. They knew how to make good games back then, that's for sure. So here you'll find 40 unique levels and plenty of diverse enemies and features. Also you can upgrade everything, and the art style is great, also a very positive review score, and this price is probably the combo you needed today. If you like tower defense games, it may be your spoon of potato salad. Thalassa, Edge of the Abyss. I am almost sure that you never heard about this game. It is not favored by Steam algorithm in any way. So as developers say, this is a single-player, first-person psychological drama set in 1905. And for me it is kinda obvious that this is a walking simulator as well. Nothing bad with that. Just keep in mind that here you won't be running shooting Cthulhu minions. Any minions to be fair, because the game is set in our reality and has almost no fantasy elements. So here you will explore a sunken vessel and try to crack its secrets. Just don't read the game's description on Steam, the first part is a spoiler fest. Another case of saving money on a good commercial writer. They never learn. Anyway, this looks like a really fun game, but if you have your doubts, you can play a free demo on Steam. Dead by Daylight. This is a multiplayer 4 vs 1 horror game where one player takes the role of the savage killer and the other 4 players play as survivors, trying to escape the killer and avoid being caught, tortured and killed. Survivors play in third person have the advantage of better situational awareness. You know, when you go near the corner of the house, you can see what is happening without exposing your silly face, and the killer plays in first person. I personally think that this concept came from studying nature. Various herbivores have peripheral vision and the predators are best at seeing what's in front of them, so they took this concept and implemented it here. Anyway, the survivor's goal in each encounter is to escape the killing ground without getting caught by the killer, something that sounds easier than it is, especially when the environment changes every time you play. And if you play as a killer, you must help survivors to escape safely, except not. Doraemon Story of Seasons. You will create bonds with town residents, and while doing so you will enjoy the heartwarming interactions through each character and the part they play in the story. Building a farm, raising horses and cattle like in other games isn't the only thing to do. You will explore the town, go on adventures, catch bugs and much more. The game is a proud owner of very positive reviews on Steam, so it's a huge possibility that you will also like it. There is also a second part named Friends of the Great Kingdom, which in general is offering more of the same, so if you like the first part, the second one is a no-brainer. Paradise Killer. On Steam it has above 90% of positive reviews, so that should keep your attention. This game is set on an island outside of reality and revolves around a rogue human civilization hoping to resurrect the dead alien gods. That already sounds crazy, but the gameplay and the story somehow makes sense and is truly captivating. The game was nominated as the best adventure of the year by PC Gamer, got 9 out of 10 from IGN and is a true gem for everyone hungry for amazing story-rich game. People are saying that this is one of these games which you would want to forget, and in a good sense. If the mind eraser was already invented, this would be one of the most popular things to erase from your memory so you could play it again. 9 Parchments. This is a cooperative action RPG game of magical mayhem from the creators of the Trine series. Here, runaway apprentice wizards seize the opportunity to complete their spellbooks by going after the lost 9 parchments. Super powerful spells meant to be wielded by the most powerful mages. So as these newbies rapidly acquire powerful new spells without learning proper safety measures, it's natural that their hasty progress results in plenty of deadly accidents. 9 Parchments combines real-time spell shooting action with usual RPG elements. Here you level up your character and collect magical loot, filling your wardrobe with zillions of wizard hats and powerful staves. People on Steam are saying that this is a super entertaining game to play with your friends. Doesn't matter imaginary or real ones. Although keep in mind that if you play with imaginary friends, you will need another pair of non-imaginary hands. Why must everything be so complicated? I don't get it. Blasphemous 2. Awakened in a strange new land and displaced from your final resting place, you thrust back into the endless cycle of life, death and resurrection. There is no other option than to explore this perilous new world and uncover its long-forgotten secrets. There is nothing game-changing or very innovative in the second part of the Blasphemous, but you know the rule, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Your journey starts anew in a series of enchantingly grotesque landscapes, oozing gothic charm and littered with unforgiving traps. How you tackle the labyrinthian world remains at your discretion. There is no wrong turn to be made, only scores to settle. Taking down your enemies won't be easy, but the game is offering more chances to customize and improve your skill set, along with several new unique weapons to wield, so victory might just be within your grasp, but probably not. Subnautica. When I first tried to play Subnautica, I had some mixed feelings. I don't really like to craft things in games. Well, I do, but only when it's not the main way to obtain things in general. And all that coral and fish gathering was really boring for me. I wanted to explore, and the game prevented me from doing that because I had no means of diving into the depths, and if I tried, I always died. So for me it took about 2 actual years to get all the equipment I needed for exploring. I can only imagine that some kid can do that in a day or so, but that's not the way for me. I got bored really quickly every time I turned the game on. But that boredom was eradicated one day when I found some really interesting things deep below that, you know, I couldn't reach. So I finally understood why this game was so hard to play for me. It gave me no motivation to proceed. And then when I finally found one, Subnautica transformed into a beautiful world. So addicting that in a week I spent more time here than in the past 2 years. And I continued to do that for weeks to come. So for all the new players, just carry on with that boredom boring part and you will be rewarded. I can without a doubt say that this game is 10 coldest beers out of 10. You have all my recommendations. Although keep in mind that even if it looks so colorful and pretty, it has a lot of horror elements and is not meant for kids.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and subscribe. Yeah, do it now.